Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez. And basically, the question is, who's next for Canelo Alvarez? Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time right now, subscribe to the channel. If you have not already done so, if you have, thank you. If you have recently, thank you and welcome. Also, hit that thumbs up button. It does help. It does support the channel as well. So let's talk about some things. So Canelo, who's next for Canelo? That's the question. Now, if Canelo had everything perfect in his world, he would have Dimitry Bivol at 175 pounds, which I don't know why he wants that, but that's what he wants. The other guy who should actually be next in line, actually should be the guy, is David Benavidez. Now, out of those two guys, what's more likely? So Canelo already expressing that he would like Dimitry Bivol. It's more likely that it would be Dimitry Bivol. However, like I said, I think Canelo wants Dimitry Bivol at 175 pounds just so he could slow him down. The last time, I don't care if it's 68 or 75. I just don't think it's a good fight for Canelo. I think Dimitry Bivol poses a lot of problems and threats and a lot of skills that Canelo has no answers for. And looking at this last fight with Canelo and John Ryder, I really don't want that fight for Canelo. Because I think if he were to fight Dimitry Bivol again, I think he then runs the risk of getting knocked out. Let's see. Dimitry Bivol is a lot more elusive than John Ryder. Dimitry Bivol is tactically just spectrums better than John Ryder. And John Ryder was hitting Canelo Alvarez. He was tagging him up. So you get a guy who's elusive as Dimitry Bivol. You get a guy with footwork like Dimitry Bivol. You get a guy who knows how to pump that jab like Dimitry Bivol and set traps and like move around the ring and take full advantage of the rings. I don't know. I feel like at this stage, Canelo gets pieced up and he gets put out. I don't see Canelo going 12 rounds, to be honest with you. And that's going to be a problem. So, but that's what I feel. I don't feel like he goes 12 rounds with Dimitry Bivol. I feel like Dimitry Bivol could have stepped on the gas, quite frankly, and really put it on Canelo in the last fight. But I don't feel like maybe he felt he had to. I think Dimitry Bivol thinks, and I said this before, I think Dimitry Bivol thinks a lot like Floyd Mayweather. If you fight at a 6, Floyd's going to fight at a 6.5. If you take it to 7, he's going to fight at a 7.5. Floyd's not going to do any more than what it takes to win. And I think based on that fight and, seeing Dimitry Bivol's, career thus far, I know that there was another gear that he could have easily gone to, but chose not to. Canelo wasn't posing much of a threat. Canelo had his hands down most of the time. Canelo was telling him, come on, come forth most of the time. He was doing more talking than punching. And he was backing up. So it's just like, not to mention he's a smaller guy. So Dimitry Bivol is like, listen, if I can just win doing this, I'm just going to continue to do it. I'm not getting hurt in the process. But I do feel like Dimitry Bivol has another gear, another setting to that character that he is in the ring. So I don't necessarily know if that's the best thing for Canelo. I think Canelo wanting to get back in the ring with Dimitry Bivol is complete and total ego. That's what I think. I don't think that's something that is advised. I don't think that's something that his whole team shares in terms of what they want to do for the future. I think that is solely a Canelo thing, and I think that is solely an ego thing. And if he's not careful, he might get what he asked for. Now, let's talk about David Benavidez. Now, I think he should be the front runner for the Canelo fight. I feel like he's earned it. I feel like he did what Canelo even asked. He said, listen, why don't all you guys just fight it out, and whoever makes it to the top, I'll fight that guy. Well, Jermall Charlo has been MIA. Demetrius Andrade can't find a dance partner to save his life. So that's not going to happen. You have Benavidez, who just took out Plant. So I think he should be the next in line. Also, he's shown what he can do in terms of, generating revenue. Therefore, I think he should be the next in line. And when's the last time we've seen two great Mexican fighters fighting? I think that'd be pretty awesome, to be honest with you. I'll say it like this. Canelo didn't look amazing fighting John Ryder, but David Benavidez did not look amazing fighting Caleb Plant either. Now, what's the one thing that the two guys, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, share in common? Caleb Plant. Now, when you look at those two fights, who would you say had the more impressive fight? Now, obviously, we would say Canelo because he took Caleb Plant out. But I would say Benavidez because he beat Caleb Plant up. He beat him up. Like, there were a lot of spots in that Canelo fight because he was just waiting and he was just, doing his little, he was doing his little Canelo thing. But David beat him up. David, beat him up. He's going to take some time to recover and restore after that beating that he got from David Benavidez. Now, so I don't necessarily know, if it's smart for Canelo to get David Benavidez right now. But the reality is he's only going to get better. Reality is he's younger than you. He's only going to get better. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's faster. So there you have it. Now, there are two other options that I'm going to propose, which would be Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo. Why these two guys would be better for Canelo right now? Well, Demetrius Andrade does not hit hard. He's not known for his punching power. And his last couple of fights, he's been more of the aggressor. And that's not really who he is as a fighter. And I think Canelo could get a win over Demetrius Andrade because of the way he's fighting thus lately. I think if Demetrius Andrade were to go back to the way he, originally fought and, being more elusive, setting traps, being more cautious, that's naturally who he is. I think he could actually, I don't think he could stop Canelo, but I think he could really beat Canelo up because he's going to hit and he's going to move. And I think he could do that. But over the last few years, he hasn't fought like that. He hasn't been doing that. And if he wants to go in there being this rough, tough, aggressive guy, I think that's going to play right into the hands of Canelo Alvarez. And I think Canelo Alvarez, I want to say even possibly stop Demetrius Andrade because I've never really seen Demetrius Andrade hit flush. I've never seen him hit flush. So I don't know how he handles, adversity. I don't know how he handles getting put down. I don't know how he handles a broken nose or something like that. So we would have to wait and see on that. But I think it favors Canelo Alvarez if he comes in with that aggressive style that he's been showing thus far. Because I don't think it'd go very far with Canelo Alvarez. Now you also have Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo's been out well over a year now. That being said, why was he out? Dealing with mental issues. I know he's recently got a divorce. So, but there's also other things, him saying, he had to remove certain people from his life, certain people from his camp. Well, all that being said, not to say you kick a horse while, you kick the dog while he's down, but now would be the best time for Canelo to fight Jermall Charlo because I think a totally 100% focused Jermall Charlo easily beats Canelo Alvarez. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic. He has a lot of punches in his arsenal. He's good at combinations. He has an amazing jab. His footwork is something else. I just don't see Canelo Alvarez beating Jermall Charlo. But Jermall Charlo coming in cold because he has not been active in so very long. Jermall Charlo coming in with the mental strains that he's had and he's displayed lately, even as recent interviews, I think it could go very well in his favor. So those are the two people that I think that Canelo Alvarez should be looking at, Demetrius Andrade and also Jermall Charlo. And that's basically it for this video. I want you to tell me, who do you think Canelo Alvarez should take on next? You think it should be Dimitry Bivol? You think it should be David Benavidez? You think it should be Demetrius Andrade? Or do you think it should be Jermall Charlo? Drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And as always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.